What's good, Bird Gang? Welcome to Cardinalytics, Arizona Cardinals podcast for fans, by fans. We're your hosts, Rashad, Jake. We're missing our boy Corey today. Unfortunately, he's working, but glad to be back after a Monday Night Football primetime game, and that the Cardinals ended up sneaking a victory, 17-15 on a last minute game winning field goal. Jake, how you feeling today on Friday?
Yeah, feeling good. Was Had the pleasure of getting to the game. Was good. Good to be there. Good to see the dub in person. Yeah, hard fought. Obviously, not the most glamorous game, but great defensive battle and wins a win, man.
Hey, a win's a win. So that was your first game in Arizona since when?
That was my first game in Arizona since 2022, where Kyler got hurt against the Patriots.
Okay. Well, hey, glad we can come out with a dub and glad we can come out with, no injuries this time.
Yeah, man.
Um,
I was holding my breath. One of my
yeah.
buddies, like before the game, he was like, "Yeah, man, like you're final game in person." I was like, "Dude, like, I hope you didn't just jinx that." But yeah, we're good. Everyone's healthy, and yeah. So yeah, great win. Great to be there, and yeah,
Hmm.
atmosphere was a little bit better than expected. There was definitely a lot of Chargers fans. I was like talking to some people,
Hmm.
like talking to some of the Charger fans too, um, just to see if like any like lived in Arizona or if they traveled. And a lot of them traveled. It's like 5 hour drive, so there was definitely a lot of support. Stadium was a mob scene,
Hmm.
but yeah, man, it was loud for the Redbirds with that walk off, and then obviously like Connor's run was crazy, or his catch and run there at the end. So yeah, man, great time. It was
Hmm.
good to be there.
Yeah, we were in the chat. At least I know, like I just wanted to know what was going to happen with the field goal because I couldn't stand it if we would have lost that game and without giving up any touchdowns. So I guess we could jump into it. The Cardinals, like I said, won 16-15. I mean 17-15 over the Chargers in a game where they didn't give up any touchdowns. Like the defense surprisingly showed up to play. But the offense, which it has been over the last couple of weeks, has been the issue. Didn't necessarily show up to play until we actually needed them on the last drive. What do you think about the offense? And just maybe we can start there, talk about the offense and how they played.
Yeah, man, offense was pretty pitiful. We scored. It was 9-7 Chargers, and we scored on the Kyler run of like almost 50 yards, like 44 yards, which was 100% him. Like obviously that wasn't schemed. So Petzing gets no credit, but receivers were all covered. You had like Connor kind of like out in the flat, but kind of like faked it to him and then just kept it. So yeah, it's great when you have a quarterback that can do it. But if we had a quarterback that wasn't very mobile, like we would be looking, we might have like one win right now. Because obviously, like Kyler did the same thing against the Niners, and the same thing
Hmm.
there. That was either a 1 or a 2 point win off a walk-off field goal, same as this Chargers game, where it comes down to the difference of a Kyler like miracle play, like 50, 40 plus yard quarterback rushing touchdowns are very few and far between. Even for the Jaden Daniels, the Lamars, and the Kylers of the NFL. So yeah, man, it's been
Even though
bad.
Kyler's had two of them this year.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, it's like I hope it continues to happen, but it's
Hmm.
unlikely that it will. So Petzing it's the same story as last week. The guy he's not a very good offensive coordinator. We have talent. We don't have an overwhelming amount of talent, but we have talent, and he just doesn't know what to do with the personnel that we have. So very frustrating to watch. I felt like there was a lot of opportunities where we could have taken advantage and weren't able to. Kyler missed a few. I would say like probably like four or
Yeah.
five passes where you kind of knew like, all right, he missed that. So that was frustrating, but it's gonna happen, man. It happens to absolutely everyone. So um, yeah,
Yeah.
Petzing just got to scheme it better. But yeah, what did you think of the offense?
Again, I guess another week of Kyler, in my opinion, with great ball security outside of the one, obviously tipped interception that he had, which shout out to James Conner for making up for that, not quitting on the play and getting the fumble back. I saw a crazy stat that said that James Conner is the only player in NFL history with 100 rushing yards, 50 receiving yards, and a fourth fumble in a game.
That
So
that
shout out
that
to him.
that'll be in Canton probably forever.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be in the record books for a long time, if not forever. Um, but as far as the offense, man, like I guess I don't know. Did you watch? So Kurt Warner put out like a video where he was just kind of going through like step or play by play of like the offense this past week, just trying to figure out who's to blame here. Like, is it Drew Petzing? Is it Kyler Murray? And then even more specifically, like when it comes to Marv and getting him the ball, like is he the issue too? And I feel like I was giving Drew Petzing a lot of heat, like going into this game, and even like right after the game, like I'm fed up with him. But after watching that and after kind of breaking down the film, which is what we like to do on this channel, we like to break down the film and go through, and really see the real. Um, I feel like it's a little bit on everybody. I think mostly on Drew Petzing in that if he feels like or he sees and notices that his quarterback is kind of doing things too quickly or kind of like not really going through his progressions, you need to give him something easy to check it down to or get him involved in the game earlier. You know what I'm saying? Same with his receivers. We did leave a lot of plays out there on the field where I felt like looking back at it, Kyler could have, if he would have held onto the ball for a second longer, okay, we had a big completion down the field, or we had like, a 15-yard pass down the field. It just kind of felt like it was the same old check down to James Conner, same old thing. And watching it during the game, it just seemed frustrating. But going back afterwards, it's kind of like, all right, there's plays to be made. I feel comfortable knowing that it's not all just Drew. It's like, okay, Kyler, if you hold the ball a little bit longer, you can make this play. Um, I will say though, the most frustrating thing about the game though was the uh, the back to back tush pushes.
Mm.
I don't understand, and I feel like that's where my biggest gripe lies in with Drew Petzing, and more so, it's just when he decides to call these plays. It's like you decide to have Emercado or Demercado out there on a crucial third down in previous games, or giving him the ball in a crucial situation in previous games. This game, you decide you want to run two tush pushes from 3 yards out after James Conner's been like cooking them on the ground, like the play calling could be better. Like the timing of the play calling could be better. I feel like the plays that are actually being called. I feel like the passing game is honestly not that bad. Not as bad as I thought it was after watching the film. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at on the offense. I'm just glad that they were able to piece it together at the end. I know Marv has been getting a lot of flack about him, like dropping the ball and stuff like that. Like I'm glad that we were able to move past that one drop that he had where they threw the flag, which I know a lot of only Chargers fans, think that that wasn't a flag. It was a clear helmet to helmet hit. So I don't know. I think outside of Drew's terrible play calling on that one drive, I feel like the offense did decent. They did enough to win them the game. Obviously, you should win the game when you only give up or you don't give up any touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch the Kurt breakdown yet. I have it like it's literally like a tab on my phone from this morning. Um, so I've been meaning to watch that. I'll definitely tune into that after this and be able to kind of like look through that. But yeah, I had heard like rumblings that Kyler appears to be like moving on from reads like a little too quickly, and then like kind of just defaulting to like checking it down. Which yeah, man, like you got to be able,
Which
like you
he's
said.
very good. He's very good at getting the ball out quick. You know what I'm saying? Like checking it down, getting it to the check down, but it just seemed like there was a little bit more meat left on the bone this past weekend. And honestly, like that's kind of the first time I feel like I could say that this season where it's like, okay, Kyler, you need to lock in a little bit more and trust your guys to get open.
Yeah. No, I agree. It would be nice, yeah, like you said, just hold it a little bit longer, wait for someone to develop, and then be able to hit a guy for a big gainer. Yeah, I mean his passing numbers have obviously been down, so I think a little bit of it could be kind of like a carryover from the past where he's had pretty subpar lines and has been in a position where he has to like get rid of the ball lightning fast. So I think maybe if he's able to just slow down a little bit and kind of trust that line to give him a little bit more time in the pocket and let a play develop before you kind of like bail on it. But yeah, like 145 passing yards last game is just not going to cut it. I don't even remember the
No,
last.
it's not.
I think the last time he had more than like 240 passing yards was like the Rams game in week 2. So, got to get those numbers up. Like he's on pace right now for like just over like 3,000 passing yards in the year. So, yeah, hoping he can turn it around a little bit and start some of those 250 plus yard games through the air.
Yeah. And I feel like he can, but at the same time, I kind of want like a lot of like the frustrations that I've been seeing, maybe not specifically from the fan base. You've probably been seeing this too. It's just like, okay, they're not getting the ball to Marv. Like, whose fault is it? Is it Kyler's fault? Is it Drew Petzing's fault? Is it Marv's fault? Like, honestly, it's a little bit of everybody's fault. But I just want to put out there, I want people to like temper their expectations because like we know going into the season, like yes, Marv was brought in as the 4th pick. Like he's going to be the alpha receiver on this team, but we know that the number 1 target on this team is Trey McBride. And as much as we want to see Marv involved more, like Trey McBride is always going to be Kyler's safety valve. And I just want to kind of point out like the play that people were highlighting again this week where Marv got open deep. Um, Kyler was being pressured, which we went back and you can go back and see like Kyler was being pressured. He couldn't hit him. But at the same time, look where his eyes went as soon as he broke the pocket. It went to McBride. And that's because that's just how it's gonna be. That's his number 1 guy. I feel like until he gets like very good rapport with Marv, then that's just how it's gonna be. So like even if we do start getting Marv the ball more, which like I do think he should be getting anywhere between 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 targets a game, like I don't see him having these huge games, like maybe like 50, 60, 50, 60 yards in a touchdown, but that's good for us because I mean, we're not a high passing offense anyways. Like we want to do like what we did with James Conner this past week and run the ball, 15, 20 times and just gash teams on the ground.
Yeah. No, yeah, I hear where you're coming from. But yeah, like you said, like there's no denying like McBride has all the tools and the capability to be the best tight end in the league. I think it's pretty evident. Like you don't even realize, but it's like 50 plus yard game after 50 plus yard game, like most consistent receiver. Oh baby, we got the man on the road. Yeah, just like I said, just most consistently putting up the numbers, being like the sure hands guy, and like I want to say this too, and I have a feeling like one or both of you guys are going to agree with me here, but Marv has definitely had a case of the yips where he's had a fair amount of balls this year that have been extremely catchable, and he has not been able to bring them in. And honestly, like it looks like in these like dropped pass examples, it's like he looks like a kid that's like playing a high school game that's like nervous. It's like he's just like slapping at the ball and he just not
Yeah.
coming down with it. So, and that's not like I'm not trying to knock the guy because obviously like we saw what he did in college. Like he was an absolute stud. He played in front of like massive crowds at Ohio State, like some huge games in the Big House and stuff. So obviously, like he's capable of being elite. But yeah, we got to just start giving him like more like screen opportunities, jet sweep type stuff, just to put the ball in his hands and just say like, yeah, man, like we need you. We're relying on you. Like you're going to be one of the focal points of the offense because I know you guys were saying it. I couldn't really see it. Like we honestly didn't have very good seats. Like we were up like pretty high up, so I wasn't really able. It was like even like tough to tell who was who in certain instances. But yeah, I heard from you guys and like saw online that like his body language was pretty bad, which you just don't want to see. That's no good. Seemed like it was better this week in like in interviews and stuff or like pressers and stuff. But yeah, man, you got to make the guy happy. Additionally, though, like I know I'm like about to counter my own point, but it is frustrating too to see like after a win in like that prime time slot, like you said, you had
Yeah.
JG like you had JG like almost talking down Dortch's touchdown, where like they're talking about Marv, and he's like, yeah, like Dortch was open because Marv, and it's like that, and then
Hmm.
like Kyler in his presser, they're asking him, and he's like, yeah, like we all like you guys, like the fans, like everyone wants to see Marv involved, and we're gonna get on the same page and yada yada. But it's like, damn, bro, like after a win, I don't want to be hearing that stuff. Like Marv's great, he's gonna be great, but like, oh, like
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, let's not make it like
But he's not above the team.
right, like exactly.
Yeah.
Like, let's not get away from like our culture that we're building. So honestly, I just didn't like to see that in those pressers where it was centered around Marv's usage. Like obviously it's a topic, but I don't know. Day after the win, like it'd be nice to just like celebrate a good win against a great coach and a really good quarterback. So yeah,
Or well, Corey, nice of you to join us. Thank you for taking some time out your busy day.
man, I'm
We just sitting here talking to, yeah, we just sitting here talking about,
Man, can y'all even hear me?
yeah,
yeah,
we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? What's
oh
up?
yeah.
What's
Yeah,
up,
it's a
fellas? What's
little,
up, chat,
it's,
stream?
it's, it's a little bit of an echo, but you're good.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this right quick. I'll be right in here 1 second. We got that dub, though. You already know. Big dubs. Shit was nasty, though. We'll fix it.
On a prime time, in a prime time game. Oh man. Real quick, so I went to a bar to watch the game with one of my friends. He's a Chargers fan. And
Oh
we went to
yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings actually. And Buffalo Wild Wings, like obviously if you're watching the NFL, you see their commercials with Jason Kelsey and everything. So like they're like, yeah, come to B Dubs, like we're gonna have all the NFL games on or whatever. I just knew deep down in my soul that like they're not gonna have ESPN Plus.
No, bro.
We got there and obviously like, they have on the Bucks game because that's the real Monday night football game. And 9 o'clock rolls around, we're like, all right, like are y'all gonna put on the game? They're like, okay, hold on, we got you. They go to the channel, nothing. So I'm like, let me pull out my phone. Like I already knew, like let me pull out my phone, let me set it up. The entire first quarter, watched it from the cell phone until finally, like they found some way to magically get the game on the TV and they put it on the smallest TV at
Oh,
Buffalo Wild Wings. So I watched the game with no, what I'm saying, no audio, no commentary.
oh,
Um, Literally a B tier game, I guess, on Monday Night Football. If you want to call it a prime time game, you can call it that. But the NFL should be ashamed of themselves for
dude,
doing
that's
that.
Damn, B Dubs hating like that? Hold on, I'm
Yeah.
like five. I'm like a minute from the house right now. I can get settled in and I can chat with y'all. Give me 1 second. They need to stop
All right,
hating
take your
though.
time, man.
Put that game on the TV. I don't care where it's on.
dude, that's brutal to hear because honestly, like I was gonna say, B Dubs is always like a great place to watch football games, but yeah, bro,
Yeah.
that sucks. But funny enough, I mean, I was telling you guys, but yeah, a 30-minute drive on the GPS turned into an hour and 45-minute drive. So
Woo.
my girlfriend and I missed the entire first quarter and like 3 minutes of the second quarter. So
Mm.
we came like just in time for the Dortch touchdown and yeah, and then we saw the Kyler run. Obviously, funny enough too, my girlfriend, um, like probably 2 plays before Kyler's touchdown, is like, "Oh, I really have to pee." Like, blah blah. Like, want to go? And I was like, "No, no, no. We're on offense. Like, let's this.
Yeah.
7. Like, this is a big drive." And then 2 plays later, it's a house call. So I was just giving her the
Yeah.
look. If I left for that, you know what I mean? So, but dude, that's brutal. Sorry to hear that. Like I said, I mean, shout out B Dubs. Like, typically, it's a great spot to watch games. But yeah, this ESPN Plus. Hopefully, that's the last time that happens to the Cardinals because it's just such a shame. Um,
It just shouldn't be a thing anyways, just because like
no,
it's so hard to find the game. Like,
they didn't even
like
post the ratings because it definitely was like super
oh,
low.
it was horrible. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was horrible.
it
Had
was
to
it was
be.
a dumb expense. If they were gonna do that, they should have done it for like Chiefs Niners. You know what I mean? Like then like people are gonna
Yeah.
then you get a real sense like if people are gonna actually tune into ESPN Plus. Like I feel like Cardinals Chargers game isn't a great sample size to like test out that like exclusive platform to watch.
Yeah, no. I guess we can jump to defense, and then we'll just get back to we'll just let Corey just sum up his take and just, do his thing. But
Yeah.
real quick, what you think about the defense? They only gave up what, 5? Well, they gave up 5 field goals, no touchdowns. Um, they did, however, let Will Dissly go crazy against them, tight end, for 81 yards. Who I guess he's from the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they did a great job at stopping the run. So it's like if you stop the run and sell out on the trash receivers that they had playing, well, outside of Lad McConkey, then Will Dissly, I guess somebody has to cook. So that's who it ended up being. But like I felt like they did a good job this past weekend on defense, not allowing a touchdown and stopping the run.
Yeah, bro. It was great to see. I mean, Herbert threw for 349 yards, which is insane. That's the most we've given up, this year. But dude, I don't really care about that because outside of the one play where Starr made like the absolutely insane
That was a great
fumble
play.
that was then recovered by Jalen Thompson, which honestly, that even him recovering that inbounds was like pretty impressive as well.
Yeah.
So that was an insane, like that's a home run play by your defense, and those are the plays you need like once or twice a game if you want to win in the NFL. So that was a great stroke of luck because that was going to be that they were going to score there with one of the backs. That would have been the 1 yard line. So that was massive.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, like I've been saying it, like if our viewers go back and watch these podcasts, I've been saying that the defense is up and down all year. It's crazy. Like we'll have these games like the Commanders and the who did we just get beat by? The Packers, where we just get smoked and the defense looks like worse in the league. And then we'll have a game like this where we hold them to 5 field goals. And yeah, man, I think it's a testament though to the players we have on the field, obviously, but then additionally, that's the obvious, but then the additionally JG and Rallis, where it's like, dude, that's how you go and win a football game. You have like a lot of guys that it's like, all right, this is our plan, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to win this way. And then the game happens, and like anything else in life, it doesn't always go as planned. And I just think the ability to adapt to the specific game as they did this past game those are the intangibles that you get from a guy like Gannon that comes from a defensive background. Where, like, dude, that's a very gritty and impressive performance by the defense. Justin Herbert can throw the ball all over the yard, and he did. However, when you have, like, 3 or 4 red zone stops, I said it to you guys, but, like, hats off to Dicker the kicker, Cam Dicker. He hit, like, it was, like, most of those field goals, bro, were, like, over 40 yards. It was like 250 plus.
I think he hit like a 59-yarder. Yeah.
Right. Like, because in watching at the stadium, like a couple of those, it looked like, all right, he definitely missed that. And just from the view, and it's like, nope, he was perfect. So hats off to him. Like our defense did their jobs though, like over and over again. And a funny little thing too. So I didn't really drink a ton at the game. I just had like one like tall boy. So I wasn't like hammered or anything like that. But at the end of the game, as they were driving down the field and you started seeing Kyler like a minute 12 left in the game, he takes that first knee. I'm freaking out. Like I'm telling everyone around me. I was so anxious about it because like obviously like Chad Ryland, he was with the Patriots last year. He was like without a doubt the worst kicker in the league. He was missing like short field goals badly. He is specifically the reason why they were in a position to get Drake May. Being ahead of I forget who it was, whether it's the Giants or another team.
The Jets. I think it was the Jets.
Yeah, and then the Giants. Yep. So he was literally the reason. He was just a terrible kicker. And obviously this year for us, he's been great. I believe he's 6 of 7. And the one that he missed was the blocked field goal that went for a touchdown in San Fran. But my gripe with him is his like walk up or his like run up to the kick is like watch it this weekend. It's extremely slow. and that's why San Fran
Interesting.
was able to block it.
Hmm.
Oh well, Yankees scored. Um, so so I was a little bit worried about that. And if you look back, like the Chargers, they definitely had some guys get through. Luckily, he was able to hit the kick. But as I was saying, like as Kyler's taking these knees, man, I'm freaking out because I just had so much like anxiety and adrenaline thinking about like, oh my god, like we just got down the field at home in like prime time and we're gonna like miss on a walk off field goal. And so I wasn't even
Hmm.
like I was so worried about it that I wasn't even thinking about how close it was. So, dude, to me,
Yeah.
it felt like all right, we just took two knees. Now this is like a 48 yarder. Meanwhile, it was like 32 yards. So,
32. Yeah. Uh-huh.
it was pretty funny in that sense. But yeah, man, the hats off to the defense. Mac Wilson setting the tone again. Some great plays. A couple guys stepped up. Zaven, big sack. Obviously, I know Corey was probably doing backflips when he saw
Hmm.
that. But yeah, man, it was great performance. Give JG and Rouse a lot of credit. There's the boy.
Oh yeah. What's up? What's up?
I'm trying to get set up. I'm getting this is annoying.
My
Man, what's
man's in
up?
the basement with it.
Oh yeah. Hey, is that some swag I see from your team there, Corey?
Yeah, this the school. I
Nice,
don't rep them at all. We always lose. I just have to wear it for games. But yeah,
nice little TC.
nice little quarter zip.
Nice.
But yeah, man, got that dub. I heard what y'all was talking about. Y'all was talking about Marv. I know y'all was talking about defense just now. But
Hmm.
it was
Go ahead. And, yeah, I'm gonna say go ahead and give you a little summary.
I mean, shit, I was nervous. Well, I told y'all like I was nervous uh before the game even started because just Monday night, as you mentioned, Black Unis. Like last time I think we were on Monday night is when Kyler tore his ACL. So it just felt like a lot of nerves. And like I said, a lot of people around here were like, "Oh, y'all on Monday night? Y'all on prime time? You excited?" I'm like, "No, I'm not excited at all." Because we just know how this team operates, and obviously, like I tweeted out before the game, like it just doesn't really matter how it happens, just get the win. But um, it is what it is. It's the win. Like the Chargers, absolutely had. You can start looking on that side of the ball, and you can tell they absolutely had nobody on offense, at least at the wide receiver and position and stuff like that. It was good to see defense kind of step up and understand the assignment. Like if they're not going to have any receivers, like it's no point to not sell out for the run on every play. And so they were able to shut down Dobbins, which was a nice feat. I mean, just how they kind of held up in the run game versus Slater and Zion Johnson and Joe Alt kind of was a nice sign. Jake, you mentioned it, up and down, hot and cold with this defense, and we're literally going to get that every week, I guess. So
Every week.
it's kind of set up, I guess, this week to get fucked by Miami. But
Dude, I didn't
uh,
want to say it, but I was thinking that.
yeah, so
One way or
so but
another.
overall, I
Yeah.
mean, like you said, you got to win out. My bad. You got
No,
you
you
got your you
No,
got
go
your
for it.
win at home. You got your win at home. You got two dubs at home now. I mean, it's a nice sign to see offensively. It Kurt Warner broke it down perfectly. I mean, he doesn't really have to be much said after that. Like just the way that they use players, like I just think about like yeah, Kyler does miss he missed a few reads here and there. He missed a few throws. Like that's going to happen in the game. Justin Herbert also missed throws and reads in the game. But it's just like the play design to make easy targets for your receivers just has to happen better. Like I don't understand how James Conner is running a slant from the outside positioning, but you can't do that with Marvin Harrison Jr. like to get him involved in the game and like the body language stuff that I've seen from people. I don't really like when you're not involved in the game. It's hard to be engaged in the game. Like it's hard to have that feeling of okay, I have to go all out on this play, that play, because when targets aren't coming, and then you saw the pressers from this week talking about he doesn't know like how he thought it would look for his rookie season, and you kind of see him he's verbally diminished, but I don't think anybody in that locker room is letting them feel too badly about everything that's going on. Obviously, you want yards, you want catches, you want touchdowns. But he's more like a guy like if he's if they're winning games, it doesn't really matter how it looks for him personally, but you just want to see more from your weapon. And as fans, we garnered for Marvin Harrison Jr. for 2.5, 3 months, almost really the full NFL season last year. So we could get him and to see him go out there and not really do shit at all. It kind of is depressing, right? So it's on multiple people to get him going. It's not like I watched Justin Jefferson do the most simplest shit to get the ball, and then yet we make it so difficult for Marvin to get the ball because it's literally a one option go route or a stop route, or that's the only thing that he's going to run. So um,
Dude,
you want to see yeah, I was gonna say my bad. I ain't mean to go
no,
too
you're good.
long, but you want to see him. He obviously has to develop trust with Kyle. I think one of y'all mentioned this. Like McBride is like Kyler trusts McBride to be in the middle and catch the ball. He does not
Yeah,
quite trust Marvin Harrison Jr. to be in the middle and catch the ball yet. So it's like you have to develop that trust. It's going to come with time, but it's also like give him layups, give him screenplays. Just put the ball in the guy's hands to be like okay. Because again, as we mentioned, as a lot of people, a lot of football players that I know mentioned it. Like once they get hit, that's when they feel like they're in the game. And until he's like, if he's just running routes and not getting targets and not catching the ball, and as we mentioned, that double move that he didn't get hit on, like you kind of see like he's like, oh, I'm open, like you didn't throw it, but it's like when he realizes when I watch back film, I was never going to get the ball because the quarterback was getting harassed as soon as I was going to
yeah.
be open. So it's like, um, Drew Petzing, you bald headed motherfucker. I didn't even really chance to get on him because again, if we would have lost that game, you would have heard from me from the top of the heavens about that 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 QB sneak touch push shit. Remove that, please. I don't care what Clayton Tune is. I don't care how easy of a play it might have been on your previous team, JG, because he came out and said that he defended the two 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 touch pushes. So I'm putting that on him now because that is terrible. Don't ever do that again. I don't ever want to see that again, especially when it gets stopped one time. We know the Chargers defense is tough. Like that should have been something that you should not have done at all. So I don't understand why we did that, but Drew Petzing, like be better than what you're doing. I don't know who you need to bring in for, pass design, route design, stuff like that. Like the situational play calling with him, the timing of play calls, it's so much it's not good, it's not positive, and I don't really know how that gets fixed outside of him just doing better at his job. So that's really all you can hope
He
for.
needs
And
to
yeah.
be better at his job.
Yeah.
Period.
And please let's just get Marvin easy targets to start the game. So that way if he does finish with 3 or 4 targets or five or not 3 or 4 targets, 3 or 4 or 5 catches a game, at least he had to do something and evolved into at least the defense had to worry about him a little bit to start the game. So it's just this next game will be interesting. Like I don't think outside of Jalen Ramsey there's a corner on Miami that can hold Marvin. And so like let's just I'm not gonna say force feed him because you don't want to do that because they're clearly never gonna be that. But like do something with him scheme wise to draw up something to get him open. I see a ton of people. I mean, we watched Puka Nakua yesterday. I don't know if y'all watched the game. We watched Puka
Go
Nakua and fucking
crazy.
Cooper Cup do whatever they wanted to on the football field. The corner is 8 yards off the ball. Let's run a motion to the opposite side, and then we're gonna have Cooper go up. I mean, we're gonna have Puka go up and then catch a screen pass on the backside, and he's gonna get 15 yards off of that on a broken tackle. Like that should be that easy for Marvin Harrison Jr. when a corner is 8 yards off the ball, you run something to get him the ball in his hands and let's see what he can do. Like it doesn't matter if he's a blazing speed guy. At least you're letting him touch the football so he can feel part of the game. So,
Yeah,
um,
Yeah.
I got a
it's
And
couple.
I and
go ahead.
I was about to say, I feel like, and that's like the main thing that's lacking in our offense is just like we don't have any motion like whatsoever.
Yeah,
Like they come to the line of scrimmage out the huddle, and it's like they're where they're supposed to be at. Maybe you get James Conner going out the backfield, or maybe you get him coming into the backfield. But that's it. Like we don't have no
Mhm.
type of motion, no type of like movement, pre-snap movement, like, and that
Yeah,
makes things so much easier.
I got
That
a
makes things so much easier.
I got a few things to say too. Corey, kind of like as you were saying, going back to when you were talking about McBride and Marv, like trusting McBride to catch it over the middle. I don't think he should trust Marv to catch it over the middle right now because he has a lot of drops on the year, and I
right.
am one of the biggest Marv supporters, but he's got to prove it. And I agree with you. Like, let's see some throws behind the line, get him involved. I'd like to see
Yeah.
a jet sweep just to see what happens. He had a couple electric jet sweeps last year and the year before at Ohio State. So yes, I totally agree. Put the ball in his hands. I will say though, when you got to have it, when you absolutely have to have it, 3rd and like 4+ yards, I want McBride being the guy to get the ball because he has
Mhm.
proven he is your most sure pass catcher. Um, and he's been your most sure ball handler. I would like to see a stat on how many career fumbles McBride even has, because I can't even remember a single one. Meanwhile, you got Dortch with a couple of drops this year. Dortch with a fumble on a play where he was trying to
Dortch need to get right too.
Bro, he's got to get right.
Yeah.
Like that, fighting for an extra yard and losing the ball against Green Bay when we finally had a little momentum, like that was terrible. But I'm happy Dortch got in the end zone. I love Dortch. This past game, obviously, and then additionally, you were talking about Marv. Dude, I would have loved to have seen what Marv's 40 would have been, because he does not look that fast. And obviously, like, if you can be a Larry Fitz type of guy and you have really great hands and you have incredible control and intent with your body, and you're able to kind of like box guys out as if you're going up for a board on the basketball court, like, you can get away with it. But if he's dropping balls and his hands have been a little shaky and he's not able to get separation, like, that's obviously not a great combo. So I'd like to see a little speed work with him and like a little bit more twitchiness, because, dude, that's the second time that we've seen it blow up on Twitter. Oh, Marv, double move and he's wide open. It's like Kyler gets shit on and everyone says, like, free Marv, get him out of Arizona. But, like, dude, it's taking him forever to get to that point where he's wide open. Like, at some point when a play develops, we all know every receiver is going to look wide open. But, like, he's got to get there like a tenth of a second faster and boom, it's there. But if he's slow coming out of it, it's like slow developing. It's just like, yeah, it's an asterisk type of oh, he was open. Anyway, there was one other thing I wanted to say. As far as this next game with the Dolphins, and as you were kind of saying, Corey, with their DBs outside of Ramsey, so like that's obviously a big thing to note. Definitely, Kyler should throw for at least 225, I would say, plus. And then I don't know if you guys saw, but it said like star defensive tackle. I forget the guy's name, but just got hurt in practice today for the Dolphins, so he's out. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Was he starting for them? Like, I had never heard of this guy until.
He starts for them. It's him and Calais.
He's been balling.
Him and Calais in the
One of
middle.
their best defensive players.
Yeah, it's him and Calais in the middle, so you should be able to run the ball on Sunday.
Also, I was gonna say, props to JG. Trey Benson looked like an absolute fool last week, and we all let him hear it on the pod. And he didn't. I don't think he saw the field last game. So accountability, man, is big.
Yeah. Screw that Marvin Harrison Jr. hive and all those little nerds that have come with him from wherever the fuck they came from.
All they care about.
Like
Yeah, I was gonna say all they care about is just his fantasy numbers. Like, we know this is a run first team. Like, we just want Marv to get the ball more. Like, I don't care if he has 50 yards or 60 yards. Like, if he's 6 catches for 60 yards, that's fine with me. Like, I just want him to touch the ball more and just be more of a threat on the football field.
So
I think y'all are talking about
Marvin Muse at Marvin Muse. Please shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about at all. And I love that you all just continue to put out, like Jake said, the one clip of not looking at the pocket while looking at a passing play, because that makes a lot of sense. And telling people that should equate to somebody being wide open or not, like whatever. If you know any type of football or have any type of intelligence, you look at the entire play. It clearly shows that he's being pressured. So,
I just want to take a pause real quick and say that Freddie Freeman just hit a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the 10th.
Let's go.
Sounds like a true Boston fan right there.
Down with the game. Let's go.
That's crazy.
That is epic.
That's insane.
Oh man,
that's insane.
Could have happened to a better team. It sucks for the Yankees. But I was gonna say, Corey, I feel like you would get a kick out of this. So when my girlfriend and I went to the game, it was like, dude, that it was crazy, bro. Like, I don't know if it was because it was prime time. I've been to a couple games there, but it was like, dude, there was like people were all over the place, and so it was kind of like mixed in fans, like some like kids and stuff. This was like the first time that we like didn't really get good seats. We were just like, just after the move and stuff, we're like, we'll get some cheap seats, whatever. So, dude, I see like coming up the stairs in the second quarter. I'm just like, bro, these people better not be anywhere near me. It was a family of like 13 Chargers fans, and of course, bro, they're sitting in the row directly in front of us. and they like kicked out all these people, like Cardinals fans included. I'm like, dude, what are the odds? They ended up being cool. Like I was talking a little bit, but dude, yeah. I mean, you guys will see when we go to the Pats game together. I am an absolute menace to watch Cardinals games with. So, yeah, I was definitely getting into it, letting him hear it. But yeah, and also too, like I don't know if you guys. I meant to ask because I didn't really like watch the game back on like tape or anything. But dude, so we were sitting on the Cardinals sideline, and like I sent you guys some pictures, but like across from us, it was all blue, and I'm thinking like on our side that we like couldn't see, there was like a lot of Cardinals fans. But I was gonna ask if you guys saw that at all.
Yeah.
Because my vantage point is all blue in the lower bowl, like on the Chargers sideline.
Yeah. Well, you know, I made that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we lost them. I was about to say, from the video that you sent us, it looked like it was nothing but Chargers fans there.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
I will say though, like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, I felt that in the stadium, and like, dude, they were getting loud, like when we were on offense and stuff. But, dude, the Cardinals fans like are so fair weather. Like, dude, when the Chargers like had momentum and stuff, like it was so loud when we were on offense. It was so like you could tell like Chargers made a play, it would get loud, and then like as the Cardinals started to like it like would started to look like all right, we're gonna win the game, dude. Then of course it started getting loud like for the Cardinals, and I was like, bro, these fans are so like because dude, when we won like Connor's run that kind of like set it up, like dude, it was so loud in there, and I was like, dude, what is up with these people like because bro, even like they'll do like the announcer will get on. Oh, that is good for another Arizona Cardinals. Pause. First down.
Yeah.
Bro, and like no one says anything. It's literally all you hear is the announcer. It's like, dude, it's like so sad. And then they'll get a chant going. They'll be like defense. And two, like no one's doing anything. And then of course, like, yeah, Connor makes a big play. They hit the field goal. The stadium's super loud, but I'm like, dude, these people got to grow a set of nuts, dude. Like, let's get loud throughout the game, not just like when we know we're gonna win. Like, and then it was like, I mean, I saw nothing but Cardinals fans, man. Like afterward, and it was pretty hype, bro. Like people were getting chants going, like people like drinking in the parking lot. Like, dude, I saw some crazy like throwback jerseys. Like, I said what's up to a guy wearing a Neil Rackers jersey, if you guys remember him. Just like crazy stuff like that. But yeah, but dude, but I was like, come on, like let's get some energy going, like throughout the game, not just when it's clear that we're gonna win. So I thought that was like kind of disappointing, but there were Cardinals fans, just not super passionate.
Well, like I put out there, I said on Twitter the day, I think it's the day of, or like to ask your fans to have a blackout when you don't win at home is insane to me. Like the fact, and I'm glad that you took the video that you showed us. Like I'm glad that it was a bunch of blue around because that should be a revelation to your owner to see. Like you don't have your own fans come to the game, so please don't ask us to have a dress code. Don't ask us to properly show up on time.
Don't ask us to do nothing.
Anything because exactly don't ask us to do anything because your team needs to win. So luckily, your team was able to sneak away with one versus that Chargers team, who I think offensively, like I'm still not liking the fact that we do a lot of stuff like dictated towards what the defense does. Like that's nice and all but if they're in too high, you need to be able to run the ball in a certain type of way in order to gain, access to more plays down the field, stuff like that. Because we won't. I guarantee you, the Chargers will play. I don't know who they play next, and I don't know who they play. And clearly, they haven't played any good teams before because, as the stat still looms true, that if they play a top 20 offense, they're going to lose the game. But literally, like I don't know if they play like some of the better offenses going forward. I know they play the Ravens on Thanksgiving. I think if I see the Ravens have almost 30, 35 points on them and have success in the air, I'm going to be sick to my stomach because that clearly shows a team that's able to have some type of scheme wise to defeat, that type of coverage. And you saw the Ravens kind of do that to the Bills where they had a ton of yards and a ton of success. And we kind of, once the second half got started up, we kind of slowed down a lot versus the Bills. So I just wish we would stop letting the defense choose what we're going to run on offense. Like, I hate that I heard that, and I hate that I still see that. And whatever the case may be, like let's like Jake said with the fans, let's grow a pair of nuts on that offense as well. With that coordinator, and I hate talking about this offense right now. It's not good. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Well, hopefully they can turn it around against the Dolphins this week. That game's in Miami, right?
Yeah.
In
10 a.m.
Miami,
Yeah,
1:00 p.m. EST,
1 o'clock.
10 a.m.
Yeah, you know how
Pacific.
you know how we doing with the 1 o'clock kickoffs. We get Tua coming back off of injury, so we'll see.
Dude, I don't know if he's gonna make it through the game. Honestly, like
to me, they're such clowns for that.
Dude, it honestly scares me. Like I don't know why he's still trying to play.
They literally chose the Cardinals game of all games, the team with no pass rush, to let Tua come back.
Yeah, it makes
And
sense.
it scares me. Honestly, this game scares me because if your offense does come out flat at all, you won't have any success in this game at all. And to me personally, like I could imagine, I can just envision. Thankfully, Sean Murphy Button isn't playing, but still, poor Max Melton. I can envision him trying to line up against Tyreek Hill on one side. Tyreek Hill gives him an in and out move, cuts inside, catches that 15-yard dig route, runs straight past Buda Baker and Jalen Thompson, and he's dancing on the end zone. Like I literally can just envision that play happening. So I don't know what they will do on defense. We don't have obviously nobody has the corners to hold Tyreek Hill, nor do we have the speed to contain Jalen Waddle. So do you see a ton of too high and forcing them to have a good run game? And if so, the run game shows up again, it'll be nice. But now you're missing Roy Lopez as well in the middle. Dennis Gardeck's out for ACL for the rest of the year. So it's like fuck, like who's going to be out there to try to slow down that run game? And that's my idea. Is like you have to stay too high. You have to keep everything in front of you. That's been the method of the motto to slow down Miami, even when they add to it. So it's like that's kind of what you have to do. But can they do it with the personnel they have up front? And no D-Rob still. Sorry about the loss of his mother. Like obviously that's a big thing, but I mean to miss 8 games this year when you're already missing the players that you are up front, that's tough. Like, and
Dude,
definitely not what was expected for this football team.
But it's gotten to the point like if we win this weekend and like that's all you want to focus on, but like say Seattle probably loses to the Bills, like dude, the Cardinals are in first place in the NFC West. It's wide open. Like if you're Monty, you gotta go and like spend some freaking money. Like you gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta do something, but
you have to.
Will that happen? I don't know.
Also,
I don't know if that'll happen.
Dude, I was gonna say, what about Zay Jones, man? What was up with that? That guy was a non-factor.
Well, I think he had the drop, and then Kyler missed him on the one. I thought it was those two.
Well, yeah, I didn't see the drop. I saw the miss because Marv. I guess Marv got banged up. Yeah, I saw the miss, but
yeah, they need more timing. I feel like that's also a tandem that needs more time, and they also didn't play in the preseason, so that kind of was his first game together with them. So,
dude, I will say I do feel like at this point, like not playing the preseason clearly hurt us, but 7 games in, like at this point, we should kind of know what we got, and I don't really know what to expect with this Miami game, but I think we could win it. Like we're a 4-point dog on the road. Like if that's in Arizona, it's probably like a pick 'em. Like maybe Dolphins like minus like 1.5. So that's pretty big. I mean, dude, if Gannon can figure out a way and Rollis to scheme up a way to kind of like shut down that passing attack, like Cardinals have been known to knock out running backs. So we'll see if Crutch's HN will be able to last.
Yeah,
I was about to say I feel like the defensive game plan is just definitely going to be like a bend but don't break defensive game plan, like how it's always been. Like just try not to get cooked. Try not to get cooked by Tyreek and Waddle. But I feel like Tua's bound to make some mistakes coming back.
Even the last game Tua played against the Bills on I think it was a Monday night or Thursday night. Dude, the Dolphins looked terrible. They were getting absolutely pounded before Tua even got hurt.
Yeah. So try to keep everything in front of you. You can't.
I remember
you cannot play anything type of coverage.
I believe that was the game right after the Cardinals like barely lost to the Bills. It was week 2 because I remember being all right. Like we're definitely a better team than Miami, and that was before Tua even got hurt. So
it'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be.
Offense needs to figure it out though. Like they just need to figure it out. and
Dude, I have
not
a,
just know one drive in the first half and then we don't do anything else until the late third quarter.
I don't know,
So
bro. I have like a weirdly good feeling that like I feel like the offense might really go off in this game, like surprisingly, and I feel like it could end up being like the opposite of this past game, like a lot of scoring on
Yeah.
both sides.
I hope so.
I mean, I know you just talked about fair weather fans for Arizona. It ain't more fair weather fans than it is in Miami. So if you get out to a lead early, they'll be quiet for most of that game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to do predictions or
Just win. I don't even give a fuck anymore.
Yeah,
It's so hard to
I'm
say.
on the just win train.
I'm
Like
just a
we've
win.
been trying to get to 500 for the past. When's the last time we've been
Yeah.
500? Like 2 years
Crazy.
ago. You know what I'm saying? So
And Warren Sharp, fuck you. Fuck Warren Sharp and everything that he has about him. He's the Cardinals
what did
hater
he
to his
tweet?
he's a Cardinals hater to his core, but he tweeted out the little graphic that ESPN had where it was like Kyler Murray hasn't won 2 games in a row in over 3 years. This, that, blah, blah, blah. You genius. Let's see. First of all, 2022, he was hurt, or he got hurt on the backside multiple times, actually, in that game. He got hurt. Secondly, 2023,
Yeah.
he missed half of the season, so that equates for it as well. So let's not talk about what Kyler Murray hasn't done. How about you talk about the Arizona Cardinals haven't won 2 games in a row for over 2 years? Because Cliff Kingsbury, who everybody is gobbling up right now, he also didn't win 2 games in a row when that was
Right.
happening. So let's just, I don't understand why
Yeah.
Warren Sharp is the biggest hater I've ever met in my life, especially when it comes to Arizona Cardinals and Kyler. So I don't know what gripe he has against us with him and his stupid ass mustache, but yeah, I'm over that. Like that to me is just so weak to talk about. Like let's just go win 2 in a row so we can kill this narrative about Cardinals can't win consecutive games. Kyler Murray's inconsistent, yada yada yada. That's literally the only thing they could talk about on ESPN because they had no other talking points about the team except for wins and losses and what does Kyler Murray do. So, we just need to go shut up people and hopefully everybody's watching for Tua to come back. Let's go ruin the party and make our claim for why we are a team ascending and why they are a team that needs to be selling. I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's his name? What's his name's kind of on the hot seat right now. Who's their quarterback? Mike McDaniel.
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh
kind of on the
yeah,
hot seat right now.
shit, bring him in,
So
Hey, fire his ass. Replace him,
hey, bring him
Petzing
to the
with him.
desert.
I mean, they want to run a Shanahan offense, and no better person to get it from than him right there.
Right.
No
Nah,
better
that's
person
a
to get it
fact.
from right there. So that
Man,
would be lovely to see.
y'all can hire Drew Petzing. I can take him.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
please.
So yeah, I'm in the
Oh
just
man,
win category, and hopefully we'll be moving on to week 9. I think I don't even know who the Bears. So Jake, you'll probably be
the
at that
Bears.
one.
Yeah, no,
So
we have two very winnable games. I feel like
yeah.
Like Bears
these next
Jets.
2 games. So
I would say
yeah,
in
and then
these
the
next
Jet. Yeah.
I would say in these next 3, even though you want them to win 2 in a row, they can go 2-1 in these next 3. I'm feeling good about where we're at pre-bye. That'd be a solid
Yeah.
place to be. 4-5 or 5 and what be it? That'd be 5-5. Yeah, 5-5 at the bye. That'd be solid. I'll take that definitely.
Dude,
Yeah.
I still think we got a chance at playoffs, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
Oh,
get
we do.
of course.
got to get to 500 here, and also too. I mean, I don't want to spend much time on it, but dude, what an absolute rigged game last night. I think it's clear,
Oh man,
bro.
fucking God, that was ridiculous.
Dude,
It was bad. It was very bad.
90% of the money was on Minnesota, and
That
literally
makes sense.
every time that Minnesota got off the field on third down, there was like a mysterious flag that kept the Rams on, and dude, and then obviously the face mask at the end, like that. The face mask was honestly like that was bad, but like I was more angry at like all of the second chance opportunities they gave the Rams when they basically like incomplete pass, third down. Oh, let's throw a flag. Like let's keep it going. And dude, that was just brutal to watch. Like Vikings were obviously the favorite. Like I feel like they should have won the game, but yeah. So that was pretty bullshit. But now it's like you got to go win because now they're healthy and McCaffrey's gonna come back, and you never know with the Niners. Seahawks look decent, like better than I thought. I still think they're a fraud, but yeah, man, these next couple games are huge. Like Miami is very winnable. I think Chicago is very winnable. I'm not super impressed with Caleb, to be honest. And Then the Jets too. Like I'm
The
not
Jets
impressed.
is a guarantee. The Jets is a
Dude.
guaranteed dub. I'm telling you that right
Dude,
now.
I'm not
It's a
impressed by our
guarantee.
here, bro. I could see our defense getting like 4 sacks in that game. Like he's been taking a lot of sacks this year. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Hey man, we need a pass rusher for that. Who knows
But
what's gonna come
I know you
down,
guys
man.
aren't going to give it, but I got to just throw it in. I'm going to say Cardinals take this one this weekend. Let's go 31 to.
Oof.
I'm going to say 31 to 21.
Oof.
Okay.
If
Actually,
they score 30 points, we
I would love an offensive explosion.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll say 28-21.
if they score 28 points, we're gonna be lit on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
We should. They
Dude,
should,
I think
Yeah.
Marv
they get
finds
that
the end zone
25
again.
plus. We should be okay.
Yeah.
Be okay.
Yeah, we should be okay. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yep. I'm feeling good.
My phone is quickly dying, so I might
All right.
hop out of here.
Probably a good place to jump here.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all as always.
All right. Yep. We'll reconvene next week.
Yep. Sounds
Sure.
good. And yeah, look forward to hearing from
You going to the
guys.
game, Jake? Or I guess it's not in Miami.
Dude,
I got you. But
funny
the
enough,
Chicago
though,
game.
yeah, no, I'll definitely be back for the Chicago game. But my little brother, who's also a huge Cardinals fan, is flying to Miami right now. Actually, he's going to go to the game
Oh wow.
with his buddy that lives down there. So
There you go.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. We'll have a yeah. I don't know if I ever said it, but my last name is Murray, so we'll have another Murray out there showing out.
There you go.
Nice.
Gotta love it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all for tuning in this week. Thank y'all boys for hopping on. So we'll catch y'all next week.
Sounds good. All right,
Sure.
we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, y'all.